The Ravens made an important move Tuesday night by agreeing to a new 2-year deal with cornerback Arthur Maulet. This move will probably fly under the radar a little bit compared to some of the other moves around the NFL this offseason, but this is significant as the Ravens build out their roster. First of all, Maulet is a good player. We saw that last year. He played in 14 games, made 37 tackles, had 2 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 5 passes defensed, and a pair of fumble recoveries. That's really good production. He is someone who is a true slot cornerback. He has the right skill set, the right mindset to operate in the middle of the field. Bringing him back gives the Ravens their top 3 cornerbacks with him, Marlon Humphrey, and Brandon Stevens. That nickel corner role for this team in the passing age of today's NFL, it is an important position, and bringing back Maulet gives the Ravens a proven commodity at that spot. He can step in there and play at a quality level right away. Now, I know we all get caught up on what happens in the first few days of free agency, and that's exciting. But these moves in the second and later on in the third, fourth wave of free agency, building out a roster with those moves, it's important, and Maulet should be a really valuable piece of the secondary this season. Now, I will say that bringing back Maulet doesn't necessarily preclude the Ravens from continuing to add to this position. They could still take a cornerback or maybe even 2 of them in the draft. They also could still add a cornerback in free agency, especially when we get into training camp, if they feel like they need more depth at that spot based on what they're seeing from young players like Jalen Armour-Davis or Pepe Williams. That's what they did last year with Maulet and Ronald Darby. They brought them in late in the process, and they could go that route with another player again this year. But getting this deal done with Maulet now puts them in a situation where they're in a really good place going into the draft. This secondary is really solid. It's not a big need on this team. That's exactly where you want to be going into every draft. Now, we dive into all of this in the latest episode of the Lounge Podcast, and you can check that out wherever you get your podcasts. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.